Mira, dusty storm. The air in Ethelberg tasted of metal and regret. Dust motes, not unlike the ones I manipulate, danced in the filtered sunlight that reached my workshop. I'm Mira Storm, though most call me Dusty. I'm an alchemist, specializing in unconventional materials. Ethelberg is one of the last true mecha enclaves, a city built within and around the colossal remains of ancient war machines. Life is predictable. I take commissions, refine compounds, and try to avoid the enclave guard. Mostly it's quiet, too quiet some might say. That quiet shattered with a tremor that rattled my vials. Not an enclave tremor, those are rhythmic, almost comforting. This was chaotic. Then came the message, delivered by a nervous courier. Lord Valerius, head of the enclave guard, requested my expertise. Specifically, a rare poison, one capable of disabling a mech without causing structural damage. Valerius never asks favors, he demands them. And this demand felt wrong. It wasn't about security, it was about control. I could have refused, disappeared into the lower levels, found another enclave. But something about Valerius's veiled threats, the way he spoke of necessary precautions, it ignited a defiance I didn't know I possessed. I accepted the commission, not to aid his control, but to understand it, to discover what he was planning and find a way to disrupt it. I would craft the poison, but it wouldn't be used as he intended. I needed information, and this was the only way to get it. The deeper I delved into the formula, the more unsettling it became. Valerius wasn't just planning to disable a mech. He was targeting the old guard, the veteran pilots who remembered a time before the enclaves, before the rigid control. I found an unlikely ally in Kalen, a mechanic with grease-stained hands and a rebellious spirit. He'd been quietly modifying mechs, adding failsafes against unauthorized control. We shared information, cautiously building a fragile trust. I also attracted the attention of Serafina, a shadow broker who seemed to know everything and everyone. She offered assistance for a price, of course. Kalen discovered Valerius wasn't acting alone. He was receiving orders from a hidden cabal within the Enclave Council, the Iron Hand, who sought to dismantle the old guard and consolidate power. They believed the pilots were a threat to the Enclave's stability, relics of a bygone era. But the biggest shock came when Serafina revealed that the poison wasn't meant to disable the mechs. It was designed to trigger a failsafe, locking the pilots inside their machines, essentially turning them into mobile prisons. The sabotage wasn't about control, it was about elimination. I tried to warn the old guard, but Valerius had anticipated my move. He'd cut off all communication channels, framed me for treason, and sent Enclave guards to arrest me. Kalen managed to create a diversion, giving me time to escape, but he was captured. I attempted a daring rescue, using a dust-based illusion to infiltrate the Enclave barracks, but it was a disaster. The illusion faltered, I was overwhelmed, and Kalen was moved to a secure detention facility. I failed, utterly and completely. Despair threatened to consume me, but Kalen's sacrifice ignited a new resolve. I couldn't save him from capture, but I could finish what we started. I sought out Serafina, offering her everything I had, my research, my skills, even a rare dust compound in exchange for her help. She agreed, but with a chilling condition. I had to betray Valerius directly, expose the Iron Hand, and risk everything. There was no room for subtlety anymore. It was all or nothing. I would use my skills not for poisons, but for revelation. The final confrontation took place within the Enclave's central control hub, a colossal chamber filled with flickering screens and humming machinery. I used a concentrated dust cloud, infused with a truth serum I'd been developing, to disrupt Valerius's neural implants, forcing him to reveal the Iron Hand's plans. Serafina, true to her word, broadcast the confession across the Enclave's network. A riot erupted as the truth spread, shattering the illusion of order. Valerius, stripped of his authority, lunged at me, but I countered with a focused dust blast, disabling his systems without causing permanent harm. It wasn't about vengeance, it was about justice. The aftermath was chaotic but hopeful. The Iron Hand was dismantled, the old guard was freed, and the Enclave Guard underwent a massive restructuring. Kalen was released, hailed as a hero. Serafina vanished, as she always does, leaving behind only a cryptic note. I returned to my workshop, the dust motes dancing in the sunlight. Ethelberg was still a city of metal and regret, but now there was a glimmer of something else. A fragile hope for a future built on truth, not control. I'm still Mira Storm, still dusty, and I'm ready for whatever comes next.